Ethan wasn't sure if Liam would be able to restrain himself later. In the bathroom, silently running the water and preparing the supplies, Ethan felt a sense of unease. Liam had always been fiercely independent, even as a child, and Ethan had rarely even bathed him back when he was a toddler. Now his brother was 15, asking to be tended to like an invalid. A muscle in Ethan's jaw twitched. He pictured Liam's wide, cheerful grin and felt a headache beginning to form. Hiring a nurse would have been simpler. Yet, the thought of a stranger's hands washing Liam made Ethan's brow furrow. He suppressed the uncomfortable feeling and carried the basin of water and a towel out of the bathroom. He stopped short just outside the door, his eyes narrowing slightly. He looked at the boy on the hospital bed, who was smiling so broadly his teeth showed, and felt a wave of exasperation. Liam had stripped himself completely bare. Ethan worried he would catch a cold. Ethan's gaze shifted uncomfortably away from Liam's body. After setting down the basin, he walked over to the wall unit and turned on the heat, adjusting it to a comfortable temperature. He had told Liam he only needed to unbutton his shirt. He wondered why the boy had bothered to take off his pants. Though Liam rarely worked out, he was active and lean, without defined muscles but with a physique that was far from frail. His skin was smooth and taut, with a healthy, eye-catching tone. For the first time in his 20-some years, Ethan felt genuinely awkward. He pressed his fingers to his forehead and asked if Liam could please put his clothes back on. Liam tilted his head in confusion, questioning the logic of wearing clothes for a sponge bath, pointing out that they would just get wet. He then added that he was starting to feel a little cold and urged his brother to hurry. Ethan sighed, unable to argue. This was his little brother. There was nothing strange about helping him wash up. He resigned himself to the task, muttering about how Liam shouldn't have stripped down if he knew he was cold. Liam nodded, his eyes fixed on Ethan, never wavering. As the room slowly warmed, Ethan pulled the blanket up to cover Liam's lower body, which made him feel slightly more at ease. He wrung out a washcloth and had just touched it to Liam's chest when he felt the boy flinch. Ethan asked if the water was too hot. Even though Liam had instigated this, the tips of his ears were now bright red. He whispered that it was fine, just right. Ethan nodded and continued in silence. The thin washcloth was the only barrier between his hand and Liam's smooth skin. The younger boy seemed unaccustomed to the sensation, his body trembling slightly with every movement Ethan made, like a small, frightened animal being bullied. Initially, Ethan tried to remain detached, treating him as if he were a mannequin. But gradually, his resolve softened. Liam's gaze was wet and pleading. No matter where Ethan looked, he could feel his brother's eyes on him. He sighed deeply, feeling a certain wall inside him being worn thinner and thinner. With Liam's arm in a sling, sitting up was difficult. Ethan gently supported him, helping him turn onto his side. He found himself lowering his voice, his breath ghosting near Liam's ear as he asked if he was uncomfortable. He told Liam to let him know if his arm hurt, worried he might aggravate the fresh injury. He didn't want any carelessness on his part to cause lasting damage. Despite trying to mentally recite the periodic table, Liam felt a tickle of excitement spread through him. He pressed his legs together tightly and assured his brother that he was fine, that his arm hadn't been jostled. Ethan nodded and carefully washed his back. The expanse of pale, smooth skin was almost jarring to Ethan's eyes, and he quickened his pace. As soon as he finished with Liam's upper body, he grabbed the pajamas their mother, Catherine, had brought. He instructed Liam to be careful as he helped ease his injured arm out of the sling and into the sleeve. Liam tried to pull back, insisting he would just wear the hospital gown. Ethan's expression hardened, and he told him not to be difficult. He remarked on how hospital gowns were unsanitary, worn by countless people before. He insisted Liam wear the clean set from home. Liam looked crestfallen. He already disliked the pajamas his mother bought for him at home. He couldn't believe she'd brought them all the way to the hospital. Now he had no choice. After a struggle, the last button was fastened. Ethan let out a quiet breath of relief, a smile finally breaking through his tense expression. He ruffled Liam's hair, looking with satisfaction at his brother now clad in pajamas covered with fuzzy cartoon ducks. He commented on how cute they were, much better than the drab hospital gown. Liam made a face and told him pitifully that he'd rather wear the gown. He complained that the pajamas were childish, that he was 15, not 5. He lamented that just because Ethan was too stubborn to wear such things, their mother forced them on him instead. Ethan went to get a fresh basin of water, laughing at the complaint. He told Liam it was because he had a cute face that their mother always bought him things like this. Liam leaned over to look at Ethan, raising his voice over the sound of running water to ask if his brother liked seeing him dressed this way. Ethan set the basin down and walked back out, asking what Liam had just said. The sound of the faucet had been too loud. Liam wasn't embarrassed at all, grinning cheekily. He rubbed against Ethan's hand and asked again if his brother thought he looked cute like this. Ethan told him he was cute no matter what he wore, pinching his cheek. He then announced it was time to wash his legs, as it was getting late and Liam needed to sleep. Having gone through the first half of the ordeal, Ethan had managed to compose himself. He reached for the blanket covering Liam's legs. To his surprise, Liam, who had been so brazen moments before, grew tense. He grabbed the corner of the blanket, holding it tight. He insisted that washing his top half was enough, that he felt much better already and didn't need the rest. Ethan's neat freak tendencies, though tempered over the years by Liam's messiness, still recoiled at the idea of sleeping without being fully clean. He had tolerated it because Liam couldn't shower, but now that they were halfway through, he couldn't let him stop. He knew if Liam went to sleep like this, he himself wouldn't be able to rest. He told Liam it was late and they needed to finish quickly, asking him not to argue. He stroked Liam's face, coaxing him to cooperate, saying that while Liam might not be tired, he certainly was. Liam felt like he was losing his mind. Seeing Ethan's brow begin to furrow, he knew his brother's obsessive habits were kicking in. He reluctantly released the blanket, silently reciting lines from his upcoming school play. Liam's legs were long and straight. Perhaps due to his youth, his thighs were smooth and almost hairless. Ethan averted his gaze, once again cursing his own compulsiveness. In the end, he washed them hastily and helped Liam pull on the pajama pants. A simultaneous sigh of relief escaped both of them. It had been an ordeal. As for why helping his injured younger brother with a sponge bath should be so taxing, Ethan chose not to think about it. The air in the room felt thick and heavy, making it harder to breathe. After cleaning everything up, Ethan looked at Liam, who was still watching him intently. He ruffled his hair and told him to get some sleep. Ethan's smile was gentle. His eyes held a hint of amusement, yet they seemed deeper than before. Liam knew not to rush things. He had been slowly, carefully plotting for years. He wasn't impatient. He had loved Ethan for 15 years. He didn't mind waiting a couple more. He hadn't expected that a moment of emotional impulse today would lead to such unexpected progress. Ethan, he wasn't completely oblivious after all. Liam was satisfied, his heart feeling as if it were stuffed with cotton candy. He thought for a moment, then took Ethan's hand and spoke softly, asking his brother to sleep with him tonight, mentioning that the bed was big enough for two. Ethan's expression darkened instantly. He glanced at the hospital bed. Sharing it with Liam wasn't the issue. They had slept in the same bed countless times growing up. The problem, Ethan explained with some difficulty, was that Liam had been lying in it before he was properly washed. Seeing Liam's indescribable expression, Ethan, knowing that sick people were often sensitive, quickly added a promise. He said that tomorrow, once they had their own clean sheets from home, he would stay with him. Liam silently cursed his brother's obsessive cleanliness but nodded obediently. He rubbed his hand against Ethan's before letting go and wishing him good night. Ethan couldn't stand seeing Liam being so well behaved. The boy's pure, innocent gaze reminded him of a fawn, and his heart melted. He stroked Liam's cheek, his voice full of concern as he asked if his arm was hurting now. He remembered the doctor saying it would be painful for a while. He told Liam to be brave, and if the pain kept him awake, he should call out, and Ethan would stay up and talk with him. Liam smiled, assuring him it was fine, that he wasn't a girl and it didn't hurt that much. He urged Ethan to go to sleep, reminding him of his work the next day. A broken bone had to hurt. When Liam was brought in, his face had been pale and covered in a cold sweat. His current calm demeanor was surely just to keep Ethan from worrying. This kid was just too endearing. Ethan sighed, and after a moment's hesitation, he leaned down and pressed a gentle kiss to Liam's forehead. He told him to sleep, promising to watch over him until he drifted off. Liam's heart fluttered at the incredible tenderness in Ethan's eyes. He squeezed Ethan's hand and obediently closed his eyes. Perhaps Ethan hadn't realized it yet, but on some level, he knew his own feelings were different. For now, that was enough. Liam was genuinely exhausted. Despite the turmoil in his mind, he fell asleep quickly. Once Ethan heard the boy's soft snores, he carefully tucked him in and moved to the sofa in the outer area. The next morning at 7, Ethan was immediately awake when the nurse came for her rounds. Liam was still asleep, his face slightly flushed as he was curled up in the blankets. Ethan smiled, hiding the stark red lines of sleep deprivation in his eyes. He had been awake all night. Because he would be spending a lot of time at the hospital, Ethan waited for the doctor's morning checkup and then rushed to the office to rearrange his schedule. His business partner, Leo, certainly had no objections to shouldering more of the workload. In fact, he visited Liam at the hospital as soon as he got off work. Most of their major projects were already on track, and with Leo taking over the bulk of the duties, Ethan found himself with more free time to spend with his brother. In mid-August, Liam was finally discharged, his arm in a cast. As promised, Ethan transferred all authority over the Spotlight project, their company's new talent initiative, to their new head of artist development, Julian Croft. J Media was making a real play to become a dominant force in the entertainment industry. Their first target was Starlight Entertainment, Julian's former employer. After Julian's departure, Starlight's top actress and a rising male star both let their contracts expire and signed with J Media. Julian wasn't just Starlight's former A&R director. He had been the architect of their golden years. With him at J Media, its prospects were brighter than ever. Starlight had once been a titan, producing nearly all the top-tier celebrities at its peak, with blockbuster films and hit albums. Now it was slowly declining, even laying off staff, a sad sight for many in the industry. Of course, Ethan had no time to feel sentimental about Starlight's fall. No company could reign forever. His ambition to acquire Starlight had never wavered. Success would be cause for celebration. Failure would simply mean he wasn't capable enough. It was the way of the world. The creative team at J Media had been in a meeting all morning. When they finally emerged at 12:30, no one looked tired. They were all buzzing with suppressed excitement. Everyone went out for a group lunch on the company tab. A colleague named Ben asked Ethan and Leo several times if they wanted to join, but Ethan declined each time. He had spent over a month at the hospital with Liam. Even with Leo covering for him, a mountain of work awaited. He also wanted to clear his schedule to take Liam to physical therapy the next day. He aimed to finish as much as possible today. A small smile touched Ethan's lips at the thought of his brother. Just as he picked up a file, Leo knocked and walked right in. Ethan raised an eyebrow, putting the file down. He had noticed Leo seemed distracted lately, but he hadn't expected him to be so direct. "Ethan," Leo said, meeting his gaze as he sat down across from him. He rubbed his temples and spoke in a low voice. "I think I need to leave New York." Ethan's eyes widened slightly. "What's wrong?" Their friendship of over 2 decades was closer than brotherhood. If Leo just wanted a vacation, he wouldn't have made such a formal announcement. J-Media was their shared dream. Leo looked at Ethan for a long time. He had rehearsed countless excuses, but looking into his friend's eyes, he couldn't bring himself to lie. He gave a bitter smile, all the energy seeming to drain from him. "Marcus is getting married." Ethan was stunned. He hadn't heard a thing. Leo's smile became even more pained. From his teens until now, he and his uncle Marcus had been entangled for nearly a decade. He was tired. He explained that his grandfather had arranged it, tired of Marcus being in his 30s and still single. The bride-to-be was the daughter of an old family friend, a 30-year-old with a recent doctorate. Leo had looked her up. She was attractive, with a good character and personality. She was a suitable match for Marcus. After Marcus had lived so recklessly for 3 decades, it was time someone reined him in. Leo felt that if Marcus married her, he could rest easy. But the smile on his face couldn't hold. He felt he had done all he could in their relationship. The past 10 years were real, and no matter their status, whether they were fighting or giving each other the silent treatment, there hadn't been a single day he didn't love Marcus. But once Marcus was married, he would have to retreat to being just his nephew, never crossing that line again. He would attend the wedding, hand over a gift, and offer congratulations. Leo's face was calm, but his eyes held a disturbing stillness. While Ethan had been at the hospital, completely focused on Liam, Leo had been single-handedly managing the company and dealing with Marcus's impending marriage. He hadn't said a word to Ethan, waiting until his friend returned to finally confess his exhaustion and defeat. Ethan's heart sank. If it were any other reason, he was confident he could persuade Leo to stay. But this, he was speechless. He had seen clearly how Leo felt about Marcus over the years. He couldn't bring himself to say words of retention now. After a long silence, Ethan spoke slowly. He told Leo to hand over his work to him, take a 6-month leave, and go wherever he wanted. He could come back when he felt ready. If after that time he truly decided to leave, Ethan would hire a replacement, though J-Media would feel incomplete. Leo had expected this response. He opened his mouth as if to say more, but Ethan's gaze was firm. Leo managed a small laugh and stood up, giving Ethan a light punch on the chest. He had barely slept for weeks, and the dark circles under his eyes were alarming. "You're a good friend," he said. Ethan felt a sense of relief. He had never seen Leo in such a state and wasn't sure if he should press on a raw wound. After a moment's hesitation, he asked when the wedding was. "A month from now," Leo replied. "Your family should be getting an invitation soon. He's my uncle after all, and you're my best friend. Make sure you give a generous gift." Ethan poured Leo a glass of water. He'd never seen his friend so lost. He asked why it was happening so quickly. Leo's lips curved into a faint smile at some private thought. He shook his head with a sense of resignation. His grandfather was afraid Marcus would back out, so the sooner the better. A month was almost too long to wait. If it weren't for the sake of not rushing the young woman, his grandfather would have them registered and married by tomorrow. The way he spoke of Marcus was almost indulgent. Ethan couldn't understand how he could be so calm, how he could accept Marcus marrying a woman, having children. Ethan put himself in Leo's shoes for a moment. He couldn't do it. He wasn't that magnanimous. He could never accept the person he loved marrying someone else. "All right, I won't burden you with my problems," Leo said, standing up. "Don't you have to get back to your brother? How's Liam doing?" He mentioned he hadn't had a chance to visit, and every time he asked their assistant, Jake, he was told Liam was fine. Leo said he'd find time to see him, knowing Liam must be upset that all his acting gigs for the summer had been canceled. Ethan's face was grim. He grabbed Leo's arm, his brow furrowed. "Leo, is there really no other way?" The smile vanished from Leo's face. After a long pause, his voice came out hoarse. "Why do you think the old man suddenly wants him to get married? He knows everything. What am I supposed to say? That his grandson is sleeping with his son? That his grandson topped his son? That I want to spend my life with his son, like a married couple? Ethan, isn't that disgusting?" Leo laughed. "To be honest, I find it pretty disgusting myself." Ethan felt a lump in his throat. He wanted to comfort Leo, not force him to say such things. But after a moment, he found himself asking what Marcus had to say about it. "Him?" Leo said. "His wedding is next month. The hotel is booked. The invitations are being printed. If you go to our house right now, the whole family is busy with wedding preparations." Whatever Marcus thought, he hadn't refused. He had made his stance clear. Ethan's jaw clenched. He was on good terms with Marcus, but his loyalty was to Leo. Inexplicably, his mind flashed to Liam. Leo looked at Ethan and, after a moment, spoke again. "If we weren't related by blood, I wouldn't have any hesitation today. Him wanting to get married would be a joke. But we're not that lucky. I don't have the right to say those things." He took a step back, meeting Ethan's suddenly deep gaze, and smiled. "I'll be here this month. I'll leave after the wedding, just like you said. I'll come back and fight alongside you again. And hopefully, by the time I'm back, you'll have taken down Starlight." Ethan watched Leo walk out, closing the door gently behind him. The heavy weight in his chest suddenly dropped into his stomach, leaving him feeling sick. He wasn't sure who he was grieving for. The names Ethan and Leo were synonymous with J Media. Ethan had planned to finish work early and go home to Liam. But by the time he got home, it was completely dark. His phone, left on his desk, had buzzed countless times. Each time, he glanced at it but never answered. He had just opened the front door, not even having changed his shoes, when an anxious figure leaped from the living room couch and threw his arms around him. "It's one thing to be this late, but not answering your phone? Are you trying to worry me to death?" Liam's face was creased with anxiety, a rare flash of anger directed at his brother. Seeing Liam's worried expression, Ethan felt a sudden sense of calm wash over him. He watched with a gentle indulgence as Liam scolded him. Liam told him phones were meant for answering calls, not for weighing down his bag. He said that if Ethan had a dinner meeting, he should have called to let them know that he wasn't a 14-year-old anymore. Liam had been calling all evening, but Ethan hadn't picked up once. Their parents were out for the night, leaving him alone. He had wanted to go look for Ethan but was afraid his brother would come home and worry when he couldn't find him. He had worked himself into a sweat in the air-conditioned house. Ethan's gaze was incredibly soft. He explained in a calm voice that he had been in a meeting and had his phone on silent. Liam puffed his cheeks out like a gourd. Ethan slowly reached out and pulled him into a hug. Liam's familiar, comforting scent filled his senses. He buried his face in Liam's shoulder, holding him carefully. Liam was momentarily flustered, asking what was wrong. Ethan murmured that he was just a little tired. All his anxiety vanished the moment he saw Liam. He stroked the back of Liam's neck soothingly. He just needed to rest for a bit. He asked if there was anything to eat. Liam's anger slowly dissipated, replaced by concern. He told Ethan that he had asked their housekeeper, Mrs. Gable, to leave him a plate, that it just needed to be heated up. He urged Ethan to rest or take a shower while he took care of it. Ethan smiled faintly, knowing Liam was capable, and accepted the offer. He agreed to shower first, reminding Liam to be careful with his injured arm. With that, Ethan released him, ruffled his hair, and went upstairs. Liam knew it wasn't just fatigue, but he didn't press the issue. If Ethan wanted to share his burden, he would tell him. After they ate, Ethan was quiet and listless. When Liam talked, Ethan would watch him with a gentle expression, responding only when asked a direct question. Ethan felt that doing nothing, just watching this beautiful boy chatter around him, trying so hard to please him, was enough. The contentment he felt was startling, yet he had no desire to change anything. After dinner, Ethan helped Liam with a sponge bath, and they lay down in bed together. In the quiet, hazy night, long after they should have been asleep, Ethan suddenly spoke, as if he knew Liam was also awake. "Liam, Marcus is getting married." Liam froze, turning his head in surprise. Ethan's tone was flat, as if he were recounting a trivial story he had just heard. He continued, saying that Leo probably wouldn't be staying in New York for a while. Liam's mind buzzed, his heart pounding as he looked at Ethan. Ethan didn't turn to look back. He sighed softly. He wanted to dissolve our partnership. He explained that Leo was afraid his current state would affect the company, but Ethan had talked him out of it. He reasoned that if Leo didn't leave himself a reason to return, he might never come back. New York was his home. He would have to return eventually. If Marcus wouldn't keep him here, Ethan would. J Media was something they had built together from nothing. Under the covers, Liam couldn't help but reach out and hook his pinky finger around Ethan's. "Ethan." The curtains were open, and the moonlight left no expression hidden. Ethan turned his head, his deep eyes meeting Liam's panicked gaze. He didn't say anything more, simply pulling the frightened boy into his arms. Ethan could clearly see the purest part of his own heart begin to bleed. From his first interaction with the boy in this life to now, Liam had calculated every step. He had weighed every action, considering the pros and cons, using every ounce of his cunning on Ethan. How to make Ethan soften, how to make him feel protective, how to make him fall. But he had forgotten the most important thing. You cannot calculate a human heart. Everyone knew how much Ethan doted on him. Ethan was so protective he would vet any friend Liam made before he would rest easy. Why would he suddenly speak of Leo and Marcus? And what did he mean by it? Was he telling Liam that he knew about his feelings? Or was he him that such a relationship, such a forbidden love, was impossible? For the first time, Liam felt uncertain. That night, neither of them slept. Liam lay awake, terrified that Ethan would suddenly break the silence and tell him that Leo and Marcus were a preview of their own future. As for Ethan, his mind was in chaos. Some things, when unknown, seemed normal, easy to ignore. But once a sliver of light pierced the darkness, the things hiding in the shadows had nowhere left to run. Looking back, Ethan felt a sudden, dawning comprehension. The next day, as the sky began to lighten and the sun peeked over the horizon, Ethan got up. Liam was sleeping peacefully beside him, his hand clutching the corner of Ethan's shirt. In the dim light, Ethan watched him for a long time. He knew Liam wasn't really asleep, just as Liam knew he was awake. Ethan's face was expressionless, his gaze profound. He watched until Liam's eyes twitched nervously, then he sighed softly. Liam's body went rigid, but he kept his eyes squeezed shut. Ethan felt a pang of pity. He took a deep breath, ruffled Liam's hair, and spoke gently. He told him to sleep a little longer. He was going to make breakfast, then take him to the hospital early. After the checkup, he had to go to the office. There was a lot of work to take over from Leo. After he finished speaking and saw Liam still hadn't moved, he tucked the blanket around him and stood up. He immediately felt a tug on his shirt. Looking back, he saw Liam's eyes were still closed, his fingers gripping the fabric so tightly his knuckles were white. He whispered, "Ethan." He wanted to say something but didn't know what. He defaulted to his usual tactic. "Ethan, my arm hurts." Ethan's heart ached. He pursed his lips and patted Liam's hand, forcing a smile. "Be good. We'll go to the hospital right after breakfast. What do you want to eat?" "I like whatever you make." "Okay, I'll make some oatmeal then. Your arm is still healing, so you should eat something light." It was as if last night had never happened. Liam watched Ethan leave the room and close the door, then stared blankly at the ceiling. Everything was spinning out of his control. Liam lay in bed for a long time, lost in thought. He thought of his loving parents, his grandfather who genuinely cared for him, and Ethan who had spoiled him since childhood. He thought of Leo and Marcus. He even thought of Carter, a figure from another life. The past and present intertwined. He was the lonely boy from another life, tricked by fate. He was also the lucky one, Liam. His eyes began to well up. The door suddenly opened, and Ethan walked towards him, silhouetted against the clean morning light. In that moment, he understood. They would face many more difficulties. But as long as he was Liam, as long as Ethan had even a sliver of feeling for him, he couldn't let him go. He wasn't Marcus. He wouldn't choose to give up. He had the courage to face their family, to stand before his parents and grandfather and tell them he wanted to be with Ethan. And he would not let Ethan become another Leo. Their situation was different from Leo and Marcus's. Their ending would be different too. With a newfound resolve, Liam looked at Ethan and slowly smiled. Seeing his expression, Ethan couldn't help but smile back. He went over and ruffled the boy's hair in the nest of blankets. "Time to get up. I'll help you get dressed." Ethan took clothes from the closet. He mentioned that Liam's agent, Alex, had called. The contract termination for that war movie was settled, and all the other commercials and shows were taken care of. After he dropped Liam at the hospital, Alex would meet him there. Since Liam was free anyway, Alex could keep him company during physical therapy. Ethan added that he didn't trust anyone else to watch over him. Liam's face fell. As Ethan helped him pull a shirt on, he complained that he could go by himself. He could just have the driver pick him up after. Alex was too much of a nag. He had already lectured him several times since the injury. "Behave," Ethan said, helping him into his pants. "I won't be at ease if you're alone, and I can't spare the time. Just give me some peace of mind." He squeezed Liam's cheek with a serious expression. Liam pouted but nodded in agreement. Their parents had stayed at their grandfather's house last night, leaving a text that they would be back in the evening. Ethan made oatmeal with berries and a side of toast. After a simple breakfast, he drove Liam to the hospital. As their car pulled up, Alex was already there to greet them, opening the door for Liam. "Mr. Hayes." "Liam." Ethan nodded, holding Liam's good hand as they walked inside, with Alex leading the way. Alex was young, only 27. He had been hired during J Media's first recruitment drive, fresh out of college. He was capable, fiercely protective of his clients, and sharp with outsiders with no powerful background of his own. After a year at the company, Ethan had made him Liam's agent. Alex had an 18-year-old brother, so he understood Ethan's protective nature towards Liam and many of the decisions he made regarding the boy's career. This was why he had remained Liam's agent for so long. While Liam was having his routine checkup, Ethan and Alex waited outside. Ethan had planned to stay until he saw the results, but after 9 o'clock, his phone started ringing non-stop. After finishing another call, Ethan turned to Alex. He told him to look over the report carefully and talk to the doctor. He was to be called immediately if there were any issues, as he had to get back to the office. "Don't worry, Mr. Hayes," Alex nodded. "I'll be sure to ask the doctor everything." He started muttering to himself, wondering how long recovery would take, how Liam could have broken his arm just playing basketball, and whether it would affect his future work. He worried about wire work in future roles, fretting that it would be a huge problem if he couldn't do it. Ethan suddenly understood why Liam had complained about Alex this morning. A nerve throbbed in his temple. Seeing that Alex was just getting started, he cut him off. "Alex, I'm leaving." He instructed him to bring Liam home after rehab, then reconsidered, remembering their parents might not be home. He changed the destination to the office. Alex nodded, his face still clouded with worry. Sigh. That war film would have been a great boost for his mainstream appeal. He's getting older. He can't play young roles forever, and he can't just do teen dramas. Sigh. Ethan finally understood why Alex was going bald at such a young age. With his constant worrying, he'd probably be completely bald by 30. Unaware that his boss was silently prognosticating his hair loss, Alex was still sighing. Ethan couldn't take it anymore and left. J Media's joint production with a major network, the Spotlight Project, was a massive success. Unlike previous talent shows that focused solely on singing, this project evaluated contestants on looks, charisma, substance, vocal talent, and acting ability. All the finalists were handsome young men who could captivate an audience at a glance, regardless of their specific skills. They attracted a huge female fan base across all age groups, creating a powerful cultural wave. Julian Croft wasn't looking for just a singer or an actor. He wanted an all-around entertainer. If a singer didn't have a once-in-a-generation voice, he needed to be handsome enough for people to buy his album based on his face and charm alone. If an actor's skills weren't mature, he had to be a qualified vase, someone people would watch even with subpar acting. The finale of the Spotlight Project was the following Saturday night. The final 4 contestants all had strong singing and acting skills and immense popularity. Julian planned to choose one to cultivate intensively. He was confident he could create another international superstar. Combined with the other contestants Julian had signed from the show's eliminated pool, J Media had been busy. The show's format change had been Julian's idea, and the benefits were already apparent even before the competition ended. Riding the wave of the show's popularity, the newly signed artists were already landing commercials and TV roles. Julian was truly brilliant. He's very capable. Leo and Ethan were flipping through the files of their recently signed artists. When I first saw his proposal, I was impressed. I just didn't expect it to work this well. Ethan was unusually relaxed, a smile on his face as he agreed. The show's ratings were dominating its time slot. Its online search index was also high. The network's ratings were sure to break records next week. Leo mentioned that Julian was very interested in a contestant named Cole and had already been in touch with him privately. He's going to announce the signing live on air, Leo said. I ran into Julian this morning. He was in such a rush he was practically flying. He wanted me to ask you if you'll go on stage or if he should. Ethan thought for a moment. He decided he would go. This was the person Julian wanted to build up for the next 2 years. It would be better if he did it personally. That's what he was hoping for, Leo said, then hesitated. The show's producers contacted Ben, asking if Liam could be in the finale's music video. Seeing Ethan about to refuse, Leo quickly added, "Don't say no yet. It's just a few minutes, a microdrama. I've seen the script. It's easy for Liam, just a few lines. The arm won't be an issue. They can write the injury into his character, which could even make it more compelling. Liam's career path fits the theme of the show perfectly. Besides, he's mostly done movies, very few TV shows. The show has high ratings, it would be good for his public exposure." Leo said he would have someone send the script over for Ethan to review before making a decision. Ethan considered it. Liam had been cooped up at home lately and was probably bored. He agreed to look at the script first and then ask for Liam's opinion. Leo told him to decide quickly and left to deal with some other matters. Leo looked exhausted these days. Ethan watched him go, wanting to say something, but in the end, he just sighed internally. He told Leo to go home and rest that afternoon, assuring him the company wasn't that busy and he could handle it. Leo nodded. As he was leaving, he saw Liam about to enter. He smiled at the boy, and Liam smiled back, greeting him cheerfully. Hearing Liam's voice, Ethan called him into the office. "How did you get here so fast? I thought your appointment was in the afternoon. Is everything okay?" It's fine. Ethan, I'm hungry. All you think about is food. Wait a bit, I'll take you somewhere nice to eat." From outside the door, Leo faintly heard their conversation. He stood there for a long time before a bitter smile formed on his lips. He wasn't as tenderly forceful as Ethan, and Marcus wasn't as determined as Liam. That was why they were different. Mrs. Gable was getting older. Although she stayed with the family out of decades of loyalty, they didn't dare overwork her. So she was mostly at her own home. During the day, with everyone at work, Ethan didn't feel comfortable leaving Liam home alone, nor did he want him eating leftovers. So every day after his hospital visit, Liam would come to J Media and wait until the afternoon to go home with Ethan. The close-knit circle at J Media knew about Ethan and Liam's relationship, but outsiders didn't. Seeing Liam freely enter and exit the CEO's office and always be with Ethan, people whispered behind their backs. Ethan had been concerned about it before, but now with Liam injured, no amount of gossip was more important than his baby brother's health. Fortunately, Ethan had a clean reputation with no romantic entanglements. In the end, the consensus was that the CEO was just looking out for one of his artists, showing extra care because of the injury. It also helped that Liam was well-behaved and likable. When he was younger, he often played with the staff, who treated him like a kid and were protective of him, so no one's thoughts strayed to unsavory places. Leo knew just how protective Ethan was of Liam. The script for the finale's music video that was finally sent to Ethan had already been modified to accommodate Liam's injury. Ethan reviewed it carefully, and seeing no issues, gave it to Liam. After being stuck at home and the hospital for over a month, Liam was bored out of his mind. Once he confirmed the script was fine, he immediately agreed. Ethan personally took Liam to sign the contract with the production team and then spent a day on set to make sure no one would bully him. Only then did he feel at ease leaving Alex in charge. These past few days, Leo had been working late every night, sometimes sleeping in his office, to wrap up his projects. He gradually transferred his important duties to Ethan. He hadn't said when he was leaving, likely waiting for the Spotlight project to officially conclude. "You can't handle all this alone," Leo said, carrying a large box of files into Ethan's office. Hire someone during the next recruitment cycle. We have a lot of capable people now. I've been observing, and Kevin Kong is good. He noted that while Ethan was bold and driven, Kevin was more level-headed and thoughtful. He thought they would make a good team. Ethan slipped on his suit jacket and pulled a random file from the box to look at. He nodded, saying he'd had the same thought and didn't want to put too much pressure on himself. He assured Leo that he would delegate. Then he asked, "Are you that worried about me going up against Starlight?" Leo shook his head silently. Ethan had had a smooth life, always at the top of his class. J-Media had only grown stronger since its founding, facing little resistance. He had successfully poached Julian, and the Spotlight project was a huge hit. Most of his investments were profitable. Such a smooth life. Leo was always a little worried. "All right, don't worry," Ethan said, clapping Leo on the shoulder. "I'll call meetings for any major issues. If you're still not at ease, I'll call you for every big decision." Leo laughed. "You make me sound like some kind of—" Ethan laughed loudly. After laughing, he sighed and gave Leo a brief hug. Leo patted him on the back. Neither said anything more. There were 2 knocks on the door, and then the person walked right in. There was only one person who could enter Ethan's office so casually: Liam. Today, Liam was dressed in a stylish white casual suit and black leather shoes. The suit was uniquely designed, both handsome and boyishly charming. He had shot up in height this year, and the suit fit him perfectly. His hair had been specially styled. He peeked his head in from the doorway with a grin. "Ethan? Leo? Are you guys ready? Lisa sent me to hurry you up. She said we're running late." For the finale, Ethan was scheduled to appear on the live broadcast to sign Julian's chosen contestant, Cole. Liam, as a star of the finale's music video and a special guest, also had to attend. Ethan was wearing a mature, sophisticated black suit, similar in style to Liam's, designed by the same person. Ethan looked sharp in the suit, his handsome features and long legs drawing attention. Liam's eyes darted all over Ethan. Ethan strode over, pulled Liam in for a quick spin, and nodded, pronouncing him very good-looking. Hee. Liam giggled, hugging Ethan's arm affectionately. "You're definitely the most handsome person here tonight, Ethan." Then he became a bit wistful, asking awkwardly, "Can't we really just let Julian go up there?" "Trust me, Ethan. The second you step on that stage, you're gonna steal everyone's thunder." Ethan laughed, patting Liam's head. "Am I better looking than Cole?" he teased. Liam had spent a week with the show's cast and had quickly become good friends with Cole. When he found out Julian wanted to focus on developing Cole's career, he was genuinely happy for him. Cole was only 19, so they likely had a lot in common. That's different. Liam, now tall enough to reach Ethan's neck, still clung to him like a child. "In my heart, you're the most handsome. No one is more handsome than you." Ethan patted him again, amused. All right. Leo is still here. He's gonna laugh at you acting like a child at your age." It's fine, Leo said with a smile and a shrug. "I'm used to it. You two could be even clingier and I'd still manage." Ethan smiled and followed Liam to the dressing room. He didn't need makeup and thought it was too effeminate anyway. He just had the stylist fix his hair. Then he and Liam got in the car and headed to the studio. It was no secret that reality shows were often rigged. Liam was fidgeting in the car. Though he was on good terms with all 4 finalists, he was closest to Cole. After catching several pointed looks from Ethan, Liam finally couldn't hold back. "Ethan, who's actually going to win tonight? Why do you care so much about someone you just met?" Ethan was slightly annoyed. They had only known each other for a week. He pushed a cookie into Liam's mouth, not bothering to answer. Liam stuffed the cookie into his cheek like a hamster, swallowed it in a few bites, took a big gulp of water and persisted. "Come on, Ethan, just give me a hint. Is it Cole? Is it?" Ethan was exasperated. He pinched Liam's soft cheek. Whether Cole wins or not, he's the one Julian wants. Does winning the title make a difference? Of course it does. Liam's eyes widened. Cole wants to win. Ethan shot him a look and patted his head sternly. "Are you asking me to rig the show to give Cole the win?" Liam quickly shook his head. "That's not what I mean. I just want to know what you think his chances are. I hope he wins. Cole, honestly, not great. He's a bit too gentle. He's tactful and understands the rules of the industry, which makes him very malleable," Ethan considered. "That's why Julian chose him. But for the young fans, his personality isn't as appealing as someone more flamboyant and rebellious." Liam had worked his way up from an extra to a star on his own merits. He understood these things. He nodded. "It's fine, it's fine. It doesn't matter if he's the winner, runner-up, or third place. The person standing at the top in 3 years is the real winner." Ethan smiled. The kid was smart. "As long as you understand. If Cole gets down about it, you should try to cheer him up. Aren't you good friends?" Liam thought for a moment. "Ethan, why does it sound like you're talking about me and Cole as if we're kids playing house?" Ethan laughed loudly, finding Liam incredibly endearing. If it weren't for his injured arm, he would have pulled him into his arms for a good squeeze. To Ethan, Liam was still a child who hadn't grown up. The fact that Cole got along with him probably meant Cole wasn't that mature either. The car entered through a special access tunnel and was immediately met by staff. Ethan held Liam's hand as they were escorted inside. He informed them that Liam had come with him and, due to his injury, should stay with him until it was time for him to go on. They readily agreed, having gotten to know the likable boy over the past few days. Besides Liam, others from the company were there, including Julian, who was passionate about discovering new talent. Ethan hadn't wanted Liam to run around, but the boy was too curious. The show didn't start for another hour, and after just 10 minutes by Ethan's side, he was restless. He told Ethan he was going to find Cole backstage. The backstage area was chaotic, and Ethan was worried. Just then, Alex arrived, so Ethan had him go with Liam for peace of mind. Ethan thought Liam had gone to hang out with Cole, but a short while later, he saw Liam sneaking back with Cole in tow, gesturing for Ethan to come out of the lounge. It seemed he wanted Cole to get an early introduction. Ethan felt a headache coming on. He didn't know what it was about Cole that had made Liam so fond of him. After finally dealing with the two boys, there were only 10 minutes left until the show started. He turned to talk to Julian, but he had vanished. Ethan didn't know whether to laugh or cry. The man was truly obsessed with talent, unable to wait even a few hours. The show was several hours long with multiple segments, including the elimination of the fourth-place contestant. Ethan wasn't paying close attention, chatting with people backstage. Word got around that the CEO of J Media was present, and several eliminated contestants tried to approach him, but they were all turned away by staff on Ethan's orders. Julian had already signed anyone with potential. Ethan had no desire to meet the rest. For the grand finale, the show had invited numerous famous artists, singers, and directors to encourage the contestants. The large screen on stage began playing the music video Liam had filmed with the 4 finalists. Ethan excused himself from the producer he was talking to and went to watch. The production team for the project was top-notch, and the MV was exquisitely shot and looking more like a short film. Liam had been acting since he was 8, for over 7 years now. He had won numerous awards and could be considered a senior by the newcomers despite his age. Although the other 4 were talented, The gap in skill between them and Liam was embarrassingly large. It felt wrong to compare, but Ethan couldn't help but feel a swell of pride. He watched the MV from beginning to end. After it finished, Liam was invited onto the stage. Ethan watched him handle the host's questions with ease and couldn't help but smile. In front of him, Liam was always a child, which made him forget that he had already grown up so much. "Mr. Hayes." Someone tapped his shoulder. Ethan turned to see an elegant man in his late 30s. He looked familiar. Ethan smiled and shook the man's hand while racking his brain for his name. Finally, it came to him. "Director Vance, it's an honor. Please, Mr. Hayes. A young talent like you is an inspiration to us old folks." Director Vance chatted with Ethan for a while. Ethan remembered him. A film he directed recently won Best Screenplay and Best Actress at a prestigious film festival. The movie was both a critical and commercial success. He was a special guest tonight and was wandering backstage before his segment when he ran into Ethan. They talked for a while, and Ethan knew the director had a purpose. Just as he finished a cup of coffee, Director Vance finally got to the point. "I want to cast Liam in a movie. It's an action comedy. Would you be interested in looking at the script?" Ethan had assumed he was looking for an investment. He was surprised to hear it was about Liam. He frowned slightly, feigning confusion. "I believe Liam's agent is Alex. He's not here today, but I can give you his number. You should talk to him." He added with a smile, "I don't handle these things. In the future, please go directly to the artist's agent." Director Vance had seen Ethan and Liam arrive in the same car. As a director, he was a keen observer of people. He could tell their relationship was exceptionally close. He had seen many of Liam's films and interviews, and had even run into him on a red carpet once. Liam was a very composed young man, but in front of Ethan, he was constantly playful, almost coquettish. Vance had inevitably thought of that kind of relationship. He was only interested in an actor's performance, not their personal life. When he couldn't find the agent, he approached Ethan directly. From Ethan's reaction, it seemed he was sensitive about his relationship with Liam being discussed. Vance quickly apologized for his forwardness, saying he would contact the agent later. "It's no problem," Ethan said, his inner anger simmering, though his smile remained. "But Liam recently injured his arm. 100 days to heal a bone, and school is starting soon. You said it was an action film?" Although he was wary of the implication, he was still concerned for Liam. Vance chose his words carefully. He explained that although it was an action film, it was also a comedy. He assured Ethan that they would not cause any further injury and would show the script to the agent first for approval. As for school, if Liam was cast, they would definitely work around his schedule. Ethan's smile widened. Director Vance was very talented. He had spent the first half of his career making art films that no one understood. He was brilliant but poor. In his 40s, he pivoted to comedy and became an overnight sensation. Ethan had been thinking about transitioning Liam's career. As a former child star, many people's impression of him was stuck in roles he played when he was 12 or 13. But Liam was growing up, and Ethan wanted to broaden his range. Director Vance was an excellent choice. Ethan had started in the industry by investing in a comedy, so he had a natural affinity for the genre. With Vance's current reputation, as long as the script was good, the film was bound to be a success. The anger sparked by Vance's initial approach faded. While Ethan ultimately made the final decisions for Liam, things had to go through the proper channels, meaning Alex, the official agent, had to handle the negotiations. After the MV, Liam stayed on stage. The competition grew more intense. After the third-place contestant was eliminated, it was down to Cole and one other. A staff member had already given Ethan the vote counts. As predicted, Cole was not in the lead. Though the stage was electric, everyone backstage knew the championship would not be his. After confirming the numbers, Ethan straightened his suit, put on a charming smile, and during the final voting segment, was introduced by the host and walked on stage. He would sign Cole before the winner was announced. If Cole was the winner, J-Media signing him would be the icing on the cake. If he wasn't, signing him in front of the winner would be a huge slap in the face to the champion. Ethan Hayes from J-Media, Ethan said, standing next to Cole and taking the microphone from an assistant. He smiled at the audience, his gaze sweeping over to where Liam was standing. Their eyes met, and his smile deepened. It's an honor to be invited to the finale of The Spotlight Project tonight and to see so many brilliant new stars. You are all the future of our entertainment industry. As Liam had predicted, Ethan's appearance caused a sensation. A handsome, gentlemanly, unmarried CEO was prime material for teenage fantasies. Liam watched him and scratched his head, a mix of pride and sourness in his heart, as he heard the judges next to him whispering about his accomplished older brother. The schedule was tight, and it was already past midnight. Ethan didn't want to linger. He quickly announced his purpose. Regardless of who won, J-Media would sign Cole on the spot. It was a clear demonstration of how much the company valued him. With that, Ethan gracefully exited the stage. Julian was waiting for him. Ethan grinned. Well, did I give your precious flower enough face? Julian, exasperated, handed him a folder. He may be my flower, but he's under your company, isn't he? By the way, several directors have already asked about getting Cole for auditions. We need to be selective, so I want to screen scripts first. What do you think? You're his agent, you decide. Why ask me? Ethan shrugged, taking off his suit jacket and draping it over his arm. He looked at the manila envelope Julian had given him. What's this? Julian shook his head. No idea. Someone asked me to give it to you, insisted it be delivered directly into your hands, then ran off. It's so chaotic back here. The thick, sealed envelope was blank. A sense of foreboding washed over Ethan. He quickly tore it open. Inside was a stack of papers. The cover page read, Company Equity Transfer Agreement. Ethan's face fell. The document, dated August 2004, was a fully signed and stamped agreement, with only his own signature missing, to transfer all of J-Media's shares and all their other joint ventures to him, free of charge. He had already agreed to give Leo a 6-month leave. What was this supposed to mean? Leo wasn't a weak person. He wouldn't kill himself. Even if he were to, he would wait until after Marcus's wedding. So what was he planning? Knowing Leo, Ethan's heart leaped. He looked up, his face pale. Julian, standing beside him, had seen the title and now saw Ethan's expression growing darker. What's wrong? He asked, concerned. Ethan carefully put the contract back in the envelope. You stay here for a bit, he told Julian in a low, tense voice. Help me take Liam home later. If you're busy, call Alex to come get him. I have something to do. I'm leaving now. It was already past midnight, but he couldn't wait another minute. He rushed out before Julian could even respond. He drove while trying to call Leo, but the phone was off. Leo wouldn't be at his family's home, and he wasn't at the office. Where would he be? Ethan's brow was tightly furrowed. A place suddenly came to mind. He swerved the car sharply, heading in that direction. 20 minutes later, the competition finally ended. Liam came down from the stage. Before he could call Ethan, Julian grabbed him. Something's wrong, Julian said, frowning. Your brother is not in a good state. You need to call him. I'm worried. It would be better if I took you to him." Liam was stunned, his face turning pale. About a half-mile from Ken's club was a cliff, about 15 feet high. When they were kids, Ethan and Leo used to go there to drink and hang out. It was their secret spot, though they hadn't been there in years. Unable to reach Leo, Ethan had a strange feeling and drove there at a breakneck speed. The moonlight was bright, and he could see Leo's back from a distance. He was sitting on the edge of the cliff, surrounded by empty beer cans. Ethan knew he wasn't suicidal, but the sight still made his heart pound. He walked over and sat down beside him. Leo wasn't surprised to see him. He just smiled nonchalantly and handed Ethan a beer. Ethan took a long drink to calm his nerves. Leo seemed relaxed, and Ethan wanted to talk to him calmly, but the thought of the contract made him furious. "Leo, what the hell is this?" he asked in a low voice. Leo looked at him with a small smile. "So you got it? It's nothing, just transferring my things to you. You transferred all your assets to me. What are you planning to do?" Ethan glanced at the dark emptiness below their feet and scoffed. "You want to kill yourself? I remember the ground down there is soft. A jump from here might not even kill you. You'll just end up half dead. Who's gonna take care of you then? Marcus?" Leo didn't speak, just gave Ethan a look of resignation. Ethan wanted to smash the beer can on his friend's overly calm face. "Forget everything else. If you die, do you think Marcus can live a happy life? You were just investigating his fiancée for him. Now you pull this right before his wedding? What are you trying to do?" Leo downed his beer in one go, the smile fading from his face. He looked up at the night sky. "I'm not trying to die," he said softly. "I'm not that much of a coward." "Then what are you doing?" Ethan took another drink, relieved. "That contract is in my car. I'm gonna tear it up in front of you later. We'll pretend this never happened." Leo chuckled, his gaze darkening. He shook his head. "You keep it. Sign it and get it notarized as soon as possible." "Why would I want your things? It's not a gift. It's the fruit of my labor for all these years." Leo smiled. "You can transfer it back to me when this is all over." Ethan was taken aback, his face growing even darker. "Leo, what are you planning?" Since their talk, things with Liam had kept him busy, and he hadn't checked in on Leo. Now, a week later, Leo looked at him, then winked and leaned in conspiratorially. "What do you think would happen if I just told my grandfather everything?" Ethan thought he was hearing things. He looked at Leo's calm smile in disbelief and finally understood. If Leo came clean to his family about his relationship with Marcus, he would face immense pressure. His assets, including his stake in J Media, would be the primary targets. So he was giving everything to Ethan. If he wasn't worried about being too obvious, he would have transferred his cash too. He trusted Ethan with his life's work. The Hayes and his own family had deep ties. They wouldn't touch J Media if it also meant going against them. Leo had thought of everything. This wasn't an impulsive decision. Ethan looked at him, feeling a headache coming on. "Are you sure you want to do this? Do you really know what it means? What the hell has gotten into you?" The wind was strong on the cliff. It made Leo feel clearer. He smiled bitterly. "Have you ever loved someone that much? Sounds cheesy, but without Marcus, nothing I do has any meaning. I can say it's fine if he gets married, as long as he's happy. But doing it is too hard. I'd have to watch his children be born, watch him grow old with his wife. It's torture, and I can't even avoid it because of our family." Ethan couldn't help but remind him, "Just a few days ago, you said you were fine with it." "Yeah." Leo smiled wryly. He couldn't very well say he'd been spurred on by seeing Ethan and Liam. The thought of a lonely future had become unbearable. I regret it. I'm not generous enough to watch him get married. Especially when the reason is supposedly for my own good. Ethan's throat felt tight. He finished his beer before his voice came out hoarse. Does he know what you're planning? Leo shook his head. My grandfather knows about us. Marcus and I fight a lot, but I know what he's thinking. He thinks that with his current power, going against our grandfather is pointless. He thinks he's in his 30s, and I'm only in my 20s with a long future ahead of me. He thinks getting married is what's best for me. He doesn't want me to fall out with the family over this. After hearing this, Ethan's resentment towards Marcus softened slightly. The truth of their situation was something only they could know. He doesn't have to be the one to speak up. I'll do it, no matter what my grandfather's attitude is. If he can accept us, great. If he can't, it doesn't stop Marcus from getting married. Leo looked at Ethan seriously. Don't tell Marcus any of this. There are some things I can only say to you. If you tell him, don't blame me for ending our friendship. Ethan wanted to punch him. If you want to self-destruct, why should I stop you? He said coldly. If your grandfather takes control of you, it's better for me. I get a bunch of money for free. Sounds good. Hearing this, Leo relaxed and smiled, raising his can in a toast. Thanks for listening to me ramble and for keeping my secret. Ethan ignored him, drinking his beer with a dark expression. After a moment, he asked if Leo had really thought it through. He reminded him that he was still young and might fall for someone else in a few years. Was this really worth it? Leo turned and saw a familiar figure in the distance. His smile deepened. Ethan, isn't there someone who makes you feel that? Even in 20 years, your feelings for them wouldn't change? Ethan froze. Liam's face flashed in his mind. Even in 30 years, when he was old, some feelings would never change. He looked at Leo and said nothing more. After a while, he sighed. Take care of yourself. Call me if you need anything. I'll help if I can. Don't carry it all alone. Of course, there will definitely be times I need your help. Leo had decided to take the gamble. What was the point of a life lived always looking 30 years ahead? He had said he wasn't as determined as them, but now he would be. He wasn't as lucky as them either, but he had 10 years of history with Marcus. He absolutely trusted Marcus's feelings for him. They drank in silence until all the beer was gone. Leo stood up. All right, let's go back. I have everything under control, don't worry. Ethan thought, worry is all I'm doing. He punched Leo lightly on the arm. J-Media needs you. I know. Don't worry. Leo patted his shoulder, smiled, and gathered the empty cans. When he turned back, he saw Liam, his face a complex mixture of emotions. Leo looked at him deeply, then smiled. Liam, what are you doing here? Ethan spun around and saw Liam standing there in a thin white shirt, pale from the cold. He was holding a wool coat in his hands, just staring at them. Ethan's brow furrowed. He rushed over and touched Liam's face and hands. They were ice cold. His expression hardened. He took the coat and draped it over Liam's shoulders. What are you doing out here in just a shirt on a night like this? Do you want to get sick? He snapped. How long have you been standing here? The coat was Ethan's and swallowed Liam's frame. Liam grabbed Ethan's hand. I just got here. I'm not cold. Don't be mad. Just got here? Ethan raised an eyebrow. You're frozen solid and your voice is hoarse, and you're telling me that? Liam's heart melted. He softened his voice, and when Ethan looked ready to yell again, he whined, Ethan, I'm hungry. Ethan sighed. Every time I get mad, you do this. He pinched Liam's cheek, half angry, half amused. If you don't want me to yell at you, then why can't you be more careful? Liam grinned. I'll listen to you from now on. All of Ethan's anger evaporated. He wrapped the coat tighter around Liam, put an arm over his shoulder, and called out to Leo, I'm taking Liam to get something to eat. You want to come? Leo shook his head. No thanks, I've eaten. You guys go ahead. Ethan knew he was in no mood for food and didn't insist. He just patted Leo's shoulder and left with Liam. It was still mid-August, but the nights could get cold. Ethan turned on the heat in the car, not caring if he started to sweat, until he felt that Liam had warmed up. Then he turned it off and cracked a window. Liam was quiet, huddled in the large coat, watching him with wide eyes. Ethan maintained his stern expression the whole way. He was in turmoil after everything with Leo and didn't have the energy to play games with this kid. When had he arrived? What had he heard? Had he been there when Leo asked him about a love that would last 20 years? Ethan glanced at Liam from the corner of his eye. Liam's eyes were wet and pleading. Ethan's heart skipped a beat, and he looked away. The silence lasted until they reached the restaurant Ethan had booked. Liam tugged on his hand. Ethan, he said pitifully, don't be mad anymore. I'll be careful in the future. I promise I won't get sick. Ethan looked at his pathetic expression and finally lost his temper. He sighed, rubbing Liam's cheek. He had meant to say something caring, but what came out was, why aren't you out celebrating with Cole? What are you doing here with me? The words hung in the air, and both of them froze. Ethan immediately let go and turned to get out of the car, but Liam grabbed him. Knowing Ethan was flustered, he suppressed his own joy and said seriously, Julian said something happened. He was worried about you and told me to find you and keep an eye on you. I told Julian to take you home. Why is he so meddlesome? Liam leaned in, his voice wheedling. But I wouldn't have been able to sleep anyway. Ethan, is Leo okay? What happened? Did he really sign over his shares to you? Liam had arrived early. He knew Leo had seen him but had said nothing, instead asking Ethan that pointed question. Leo had done it on purpose. Liam wasn't sure when Leo had figured it out. He thought he'd been good at hiding his feelings, except for the occasional intentional slip-up. Maybe Leo's own experience made him more sensitive. There was an unspoken understanding between them. Liam hadn't expected Leo to go all in like this. In his past life, Marcus was already married when he met them. Now everything was different. Maybe Leo would get what he wanted this time. Ethan looked at Liam's puppy dog eyes and could only sigh in defeat. It's fine. Leo's dealing with some things. The shares will be transferred back when it's over. You just focus on your arm and on school. That's all you need to worry about. Liam looked confused, but he could tell Ethan didn't want to elaborate, so he just nodded. He promised that if Ethan was ever upset, he had to tell him or else he would worry. Ethan laughed and pinched his cheek. He reached under the coat and rubbed Liam's stomach. Hungry? You ate a lot at the show and had cookies in the car. Liam giggled and grabbed his hand. I was too nervous during the competition, so I got hungry again. Let's go eat, Ethan. Why were you nervous? You weren't competing. Ethan was exasperated. The kid always knew when to turn on the charm. He gave Liam's stomach a playful squeeze. All right, let's go. I already ordered. Liam's heart felt soft and full. He hopped out of the car and hugged Ethan's arm as they walked inside. He poked Ethan in the side. When Ethan looked at him, he grinned. You were really handsome tonight. Ethan, I looked online, and a lot of people were asking about you. Ethan just smiled non-committally. Liam continued, Cole said you were really handsome too. He said you're his idol. Ethan finally couldn't help but ask, how long have you and Cole known each other? How did you get so close? What do you like about him? Liam blinked. He couldn't very well say Cole had been his best friend in a past life. We just clicked. And he really admires you. Liam laughed, looking up at Ethan, his eyes full of pride. He even asked me to get your autograph for him. But I didn't want to give him a photo of you. How about you sign one of my postcards instead? The strange jealousy in Ethan's heart vanished. He pulled Liam close. Okay, whatever you want. I'll sign as many as you like. Liam giggled. Ethan considered for a moment. Cole is a good kid. I like him too, or Julian wouldn't value him so much. I'm fine with you being friends with him. But be smart. There are some things you can't just say to anyone. Besides me and our family, you have to be on your guard with everyone, understand? Liam smiled and rubbed against his shoulder. I know I'm not stupid. Don't worry. Ethan held back a laugh. You look anything but smart right now. Watching Liam eat, Ethan felt a mix of sourness and pain. He thought of Leo's situation and his words. Isn't there someone who makes you feel that? Even in 20 years, your feelings for them wouldn't change? Leo's question had been intentional. Ethan knew him too well. Liam seemed to feel his gaze and looked up, his mouth full, looking like a cute hamster. Ethan smiled. After Liam smiled back and returned to his food, Ethan's own smile faded. He had raised this boy, watched him grow from a crying child into a beautiful young man. He had always felt that even if he had his own children, he would never care for them as much as he did for Liam. This was his treasure, his little brother. No one could hurt him, including himself. A sharp pain shot through Ethan's chest. He closed his eyes, then smiled again. Have some soup. Don't just eat the meat. You need vegetables. Liam's eyes flickered, and his smile deepened as he obediently took the bowl of soup. The finale of the Spotlight Project launched nearly a dozen new artists for J Media. Besides Cole, who was personally managed by Julian, the others were assigned to trusted agents. They capitalized on the show's hype, and soon the new artists were flooded with commercials and appearances. Julian knew that the popularity from a reality show was fleeting without real work to back it up. He pushed the actors into training workshops and the singers into vocal coaching. Julian was also relentless in his campaign against Starlight Entertainment, cleanly snatching a high-end watch endorsement, originally held by one of Starlight's top stars, for Cole. This finally provoked a reaction from Starlight. Though nothing was said openly, everyone in the industry could feel the growing rivalry. Ethan, though he disagreed with Leo's methods, quickly had the transfer of assets notarized. Leo then left the company. The day he left, his nameplate was removed from the executive office. He was stone-faced and silent. Ethan reportedly smashed up his own office in a rage, and not even Liam could calm him down. The story spread like wildfire. The golden partnership of Ethan and Leo was over. The day after Leo left, Ethan called an emergency meeting. A week later, Kevin Kong was promoted to Leo's old position. Everyone knew Kevin was Ethan's old college roommate, but still, the move seemed to confirm that Leo was never coming back. A sense of unease settled over the company. Just learn as you go. Ask me if you're not sure. No, better to ask Leo, Ethan said, handing a file to Kevin. He's more familiar with these accounts. Kevin was now a mature and capable executive. He took the file and frowned. This entire project was handled by Leo from start to finish. It will be difficult for me to take over now. And without him, the other party might not even deal with us. Ethan shook his head. Don't worry about that. Just do your part. Leo will handle things on his end. With that assurance, Kevin nodded and prepared to leave. He then remembered something. Ben wanted to take Leo out for a meal to help him relax. He even invited Mark Gua, but Mark said he was busy. Tell Ben that the best thing he can do for everyone right now is to stay quiet, Ethan said, his head throbbing. Kevin chuckled and left. Ethan trusted Leo to have a plan, but he couldn't help but worry. Because of their public falling out, he couldn't contact him. Despite his misgivings about Leo's relationship with Marcus, seeing his friend's determination, Ethan started to think about how he could help without the family finding out. He knew love was a two-person affair. He considered Marcus. Would he be grateful for what Leo was doing? He finally made a call to have someone set up a meeting with Marcus. After arranging the meeting, Ethan felt a sense of relief. It was sunset. It was Liam's first day back at school, and he had promised to pick him up. He quickly finished his work and drove to the school, arriving a few minutes early. Soon, Liam came out, his backpack slung over one shoulder due to his cast, earbuds in his ears. His face lit up when he saw Ethan's car. "You're early, Ethan," he said, taking a few sips from Ethan's water bottle. Ethan smiled and ruffled his hair. "Can't be late to pick up our big star. Your hair is getting too long, by the way. We should get it cut." Okay, Liam grinned. "Ethan, I'm craving something sweet." Ethan shook his head with a helpless smile and retrieved a small box from the back seat. "Good timing. I bought you something for later." Liam's eyes widened. He launched himself at Ethan and planted a kiss on his cheek, then quickly sat back in his seat, grinning. "Thanks, Ethan. You're the best. I like you the most." His eyes were full of happy, fawning affection. The warmth of the kiss lingered on Ethan's cheek. He was unsettled and had no grounds to be angry. After a moment, he said, "You're too old for that. You need to be more careful about your actions from now on." Liam froze. He was so used to this level of intimacy with Ethan, and Ethan had never objected before. Why the sudden resistance? Seeing Liam's stunned expression, Ethan pursed his lips and avoided his gaze. "I practically raised you, so I understand why you're so close to me," he said in a low voice. "But some actions aren't things a brother should do to his brother. Do you understand?" Liam wanted to say no, he didn't understand at all. But the words wouldn't come out. He just stared at Ethan, his eyes flickering. A dull ache started in Ethan's chest. He couldn't say any more. After a long silence, he said hoarsely, "Eat something now, but not too much. Mom made a nice dinner." Liam's eyes drooped. He looked at Ethan with a lost expression, then miserably opened the cake box and started to eat. Ethan's heart ached at the sight, but he couldn't say anything. He wanted to stroke Liam's head, but his hand felt too heavy to lift. He drove in silence. As they neared home, they were stopped by a red light. The silence in the car was unbearable. Suddenly, Liam, who had been eating quietly, looked up, his eyes red. "So, will you still talk to me in the future?" he asked timidly. Ethan's gaze hardened, the redness in Liam's eyes stabbing at his heart. He could barely force a smile. He ruffled Liam's head. "Of course I will. Why wouldn't I? I was afraid you wouldn't." Liam's eyes grew redder. He instinctively moved closer to Ethan, his dependence on him undisguised. "Ethan, if I did something wrong, just tell me. I can change whatever it is." Ethan's smile vanished completely. Seeing Liam's terrified expression, his voice came out hoarse. "You didn't do anything wrong. It's my fault. I'm sorry, Liam. Just forget what I said today. You did nothing wrong." Liam's lips trembled. He just stared at Ethan, his gaze unwavering, leaving no room for retreat. Ethan felt cornered. The burning sensation returned. "Liam, don't be like this." In his 24 years of smooth sailing, Ethan had never uttered such words of surrender. Liam stared at him for a few seconds, and then tears started to fall. He clung to Ethan's arm and sobbed. Ethan pulled the car over and held him, but it was no use. It was Liam who was being unfair to Ethan, he thought, with his schemes and his pressure, giving him no room to breathe, forcing him to confront his own feelings. He loved Ethan, so he felt his pain. But because he loved him, he had to do this. His love wasn't generous enough to accept a lifetime of brotherhood, to watch Ethan marry someone else. He wanted Ethan to love him, to be with him forever. He would give him everything. All he had ever wanted, in this life and the last, was this one person's love. Ethan held the sobbing boy, his own eyes starting to burn. Took a long time for Liam to calm down. Ethan kissed the top of his head, gently patting his back. All the recent turmoil had been too much for Liam to bear. Now that he had calmed down, he had a million excuses for his outburst, but he couldn't bring himself to say any of them. He had been lying for years. He couldn't lie anymore. Ethan saw that he had stopped crying. He didn't ask any questions, just gently told him to wipe his tears. He would drive them around for a bit before going home so their parents wouldn't worry. Liam nodded. The sky was dark now. Ethan ruffled his hair and started the car. Before they had gone far, his phone rang. It was Marcus. Marcus sounded frantic. "Do you know where Leo is? He hasn't been home in 2 days. I can't reach him." The car screeched to a halt in the middle of the road. Horns blared around them. Liam touched Ethan's arm in alarm. Ethan snapped back to reality, pulled the car over to the side of the road, and continued the call. "Ethan, you and Leo are best friends. This whole thing with J Media, what's going on? You two wouldn't just fall out for no reason. I don't believe it. Do you know where he is? Where was Leo?" Because of their feud, Ethan hadn't contacted him. He hadn't expected Leo to act so quickly, leaving him completely unprepared. The family must be in chaos. Ethan's head throbbed. He couldn't help but feel angry at Marcus. Logically, you two should be the closest. Now you can't find him, and you're asking me? Normally, Marcus would have a sarcastic retort, but he was too desperate. "Do you know or not? You asked to meet with me this afternoon. Did you know something?" "I do know. I know what Leo is doing, and I know where he is right now," Ethan said. "But why should I tell you?" "Ethan," Marcus roared. Ethan took a deep breath. "Whatever Leo is doing, whatever trouble he's in, by what right are you asking me these questions?" As his uncle, Marcus was speechless, his heavy breathing audible through the phone. Ethan's anger finally subsided. He took Liam's hand, which had reached out to comfort him. "Marcus, you can give up for whatever bullshit reasons you have. You can absolve your own guilt and act like some kind of tragic hero. But my friend won't." Marcus's voice was hoarse when he spoke again. "Leo, Ethan considered for a moment. "Marcus, Leo transferred all his assets to me a while ago, including his shares in J Media. Our falling out was his plan. He didn't want me to tell you, but you're the one who should know. As for why he's doing it, I think you know better than I do. Since it's a matter of two people's feelings, it doesn't make sense for Leo to bear it all alone." Ethan could hear Marcus grinding his teeth. A moment later, Marcus swore and hung up. Ethan listened to the dial tone, sighed, and put down his phone. Marcus's wedding was getting closer. He knew Leo couldn't wait any longer. But he hadn't expected Leo to keep even him in the dark. He was angry and worried. Seeing Marcus so clueless, he couldn't help but feel enraged. Liam, sitting close, had heard the conversation and understood what was happening. He squeezed Ethan's hand. "Ethan, are you okay? Is Leo all right?" Ethan let go of his hand and gently touched Liam's swollen eyes. "It's fine. Leo and Marcus can handle it. You can't go home like this. They'll worry. I'll call Mom and Dad and tell them we have something to do and won't be home tonight. You'll stay with me. Okay, whatever you say. Liam rubbed his eyes, a little embarrassed. Ethan gently pulled his hand away. He could continue to pretend he didn't know anything, could retreat as he had before and subtly signal his boundaries. But the image of Liam's breakdown was too painful. He stroked Liam's cheek. I know what you're thinking. Just be good. I've got this. And don't cry anymore. He knew about Liam's worries, his guilt, and his pain. His own concerns were just as great. Liam was his brother, the child he had raised. He was different. With anyone else, Ethan could have said no. But not with Liam. Ethan knew Liam was using his soft spot for him, saw through his clever, pitiful little schemes. And yet, he could only retreat, step by step, following Liam's plan until he had no choice but to make a decision. And even then, he couldn't bear to see him sad. Liam's heart trembled. He looked at Ethan in disbelief. Seeing his gentle, accepting, and resigned expression, his eyes welled up again. When Ethan's brow furrowed, he quickly blinked the tears back, nodding. I'll listen to you. Ethan sighed internally, ruffled his hair, and started the car again. He couldn't bear to see Liam unhappy. He'd find a way to make it all work. He glanced at Liam, who was secretly wiping away tears, and his heart melted completely. Ethan took Liam to a hotel, where they had dinner and got a room. He had considered getting 2 rooms but decided against it. It would feel too deliberate. They often slept in the same bed. Suddenly getting 2 rooms would only make Liam overthink things. He sighed and got a room with 2 beds. During dinner, Ethan was distracted, constantly checking his phone. Liam watched him and asked softly, "About Leo? How are you going to help?" This was exactly what Ethan was thinking about. He was worried. His own grandfather was just as stubborn as Leo's. Knowing them both, he imagined Leo was probably being flayed alive right now. He looked at Liam and felt a sense of shared fate, which only made his headache worse. "Grandpa Joe has always liked me," Liam suggested. "If you go, he'll get suspicious. What if I go check on things for you? If Uncle Marcus knows too, Grandpa Joe will be even angrier." Liam knew this situation could influence Ethan's thoughts about their own relationship and was eager to help. Ethan was worried too, but he would never let Liam get involved. "You just focus on school and on not getting sick again. That's the best help you can give me," he said, shooting Liam a look. When Liam tried to argue, Ethan put a bowl of soup in front of him. "Don't talk while you're eating. Be quiet." Liam pouted. "You're getting so bossy." Ethan didn't know whether to laugh or cry. "I can't even get involved in this, so how could you? Leo and Marcus will handle it. If they can't, then maybe Marcus getting married isn't such a bad thing. Liam, you're still so young. Why do you have so much on your mind? No wonder you're not growing." Leo was not an impulsive person. He must have a plan. At this point, all Ethan could do was trust him. Telling Marcus had already broken his promise to Leo. He couldn't risk messing things up further. Liam's face scrunched up like a bun. "Hey, that's a low blow. And I'm not short." "Still shorter than me," Ethan thought, nodding dismissively. Okay, you're not short. Now eat. We need to rest. Did you do your homework?" Liam nodded resignedly. In his past life, Ethan had been an autocrat. This time around, his personality was much better, but some habits were ingrained. Though Ethan had booked a room with 2 beds, they only used one. After his shower, Liam brought his pillow over to Ethan's bed and lay down, staring at him with wide eyes. When Ethan moved to the other bed, Liam immediately followed. "Are you glued to me?" Ethan asked, half annoyed, half amused. "This bed is small enough for one person. Aren't you hot? There's air conditioning." Liam curled up contentedly, hugging Ethan's arm. "I want to sleep next to you tonight, Ethan." He didn't want to be away from him for a second. Ethan's words and his expression had made him feel a mix of emotion he couldn't name. Being close was the only thing that helped. The scent of Liam's shampoo filled the air, his lithe body wrapped around him. Even though Ethan was used to sharing a bed with him, this felt different. He patted Liam's head wearily. "Is there any night you don't want to sleep with me?" Liam laughed, his voice sweet. "Is it a problem if I want to sleep with you every night? Let's just sleep like this, Ethan. I'm so tired." Ethan sighed and finally gave in, letting Liam hold him as he drifted off to sleep. As Ethan had predicted, Leo was severely disciplined by his grandfather. No matter what the old man said, Leo remained silent, his stance unwavering. He wanted to be with Marcus. Finally, his grandfather, enraged, stormed out. Leo remained kneeling in the study. The news hit the family, who were busy with wedding preparations, like a bombshell. Leo's mother nearly fainted from crying. After 2 days of chaos, Leo was still kneeling in the study, eating when food was brought to him, but his resolve unchanged. He would never let the world know about his relationship with Marcus, but he would also never marry. "Good, very good," his grandfather, who had nearly been hospitalized from anger, said, throwing a folder at Leo's face. "So you've been planning this for a while. Already transferred everything to the Hayes boy. You think I can't see through your little tricks? I may be old, but I'm not senile." The sharp edge of the paper cut Leo's cheek, but he didn't wipe away the blood. "Grandfather, don't be angry. It's bad for your health. You're worried about me? Do you even see me as your grandfather anymore?" The old man's hand trembled on his cane. "You could be with anyone, even the Hayes boy. Why, your uncle. Have you no shame? How am I supposed to face anyone? How is this family supposed to function?" His eyes grew red. In his fury, he struck Leo with his cane. Leo's face paled, but he took the blow without flinching. This only angered his grandfather more. "I raised you. I raised your uncle. I watched you both grow up. If I had known you would do something so disgusting, I would have strangled you at birth." He stumbled back onto the sofa, coughing violently. Leo, forgetting his own injuries, rushed to give him a glass of water. "Grandfather," he said, his own eyes red, "I failed you. I'm a disgrace. But I can't live without Marcus. If there were any other way, I wouldn't be kneeling here today, causing you this pain." His words were sincere, but they only made his grandfather dizzier. "You want my approval? In your dreams. Not unless I'm dead. You can kneel here as long as you want. Kneel for the rest of your life. For all I care." Leo knew this wouldn't be resolved quickly. He fell silent, not wanting to anger him further. But as his grandfather reached the door, he stopped. Leo thought he had more to say, but then he heard Marcus's voice. Marcus had driven over in a panic, terrified of what he might find. He knew his father's temper. He was dressed sloppily, his shirt unbuttoned. When he saw Leo kneeling in the room, he finally felt like he could breathe again. He stood before his father respectfully. "Dad." His father's face was cold. "You should be preparing for your wedding. What are you doing here? Get out." He knew Leo hadn't told Marcus about his plan, and he wanted to give his son an out. "I'm sorry, Dad," Marcus said seriously, meeting Leo's eyes. He knelt before his father and bowed his head. "Dad, I'm not getting married." His grandfather looked from Leo, who had been kneeling for 2 days, to his disobedient son and nearly fainted. "Fine, just fine," he said, his knuckles white on his cane. "Both of you, kneeling before me. One is my son, the other my grandson. And for this," he looked at Marcus, "you've never knelt for anything in your life, and now you kneel for this." Marcus took a deep breath. "I know you're aware of our situation. I didn't refuse when you proposed this marriage. I thought he was still young, and that this would be the best way to end things for his sake. But I was wrong. I've already failed everyone. I can't fail Leo again. Dad, I'm not getting married." His father's face was a tight mask. "Dad, it's my fault. Don't blame Leo. I'm much older than him. It's clear who's at fault." Hearing this, Leo flared with anger. He tried to stand, but his knees were swollen and he was injured. He stumbled, shouting, "Marcus, shut the hell up." Marcus ignored him. "I was the one who fell for him first. We've been together for years." He was just